Greetings from Nicaragua, my 101st country. I'm going to talk about how I took the boat from León to Potosi in Nicaragua. It's El Salvador to Nicaragua, bypassing Honduras. So officially, as of July 2022, you need to fill in a form online with the Nicaraguan immigration. It's just like an arrivals card at the airport. So everything is, no paperwork required. Everything's done electronically. I did that last week from San Miguel, and a buddy of mine did it like the day before me, and 2 days later he got everything approved. So I did that, and I, basically filled in the form exactly as he did, and I get the confirmation that they received my request, and then they sent me a mail into my spam box. It's detailed the COVID requirements and health protocols in place in Nicaragua, and I had to just reply to the email to say that I'd received them and read them and understood and blah blah blah, which I replied twice, once in English, once in Spanish, and then I didn't hear nothing else. I kept checking every day. My paperwork was still pending. Everything was still in process. So I've actually eventually took the boat without having pre-approved immigration paperwork. The boat guy running the whole system is called Mario. I will put his WhatsApp number in the description below. He's a busy guy. He's got lots of numbers, and it might take a while for him to answer. But the requirements are, as of July 2022, is León, El Salvador to Potosi, Nicaragua is $55. If you want a connection with a shuttle taxi from Potosi to León, it's another $20. He can organize that. You need paperwork. You need 3 copies of your passport, 3 copies of your COVID vaccinations. If you don't have vaccinations, you need a COVID PCR test. And I was told, be at the immigration in León at 7 a.m. So I spent like 2 nights in León, and presented myself at the immigration at 7 o'clock, and there was a group of other travelers. They'd come through a tour agency by transport all the way from San Salvador at 2:30 in the morning. Crazy. And so there was 3 that had onward connections with the shuttle to León, and another guy who had just got transport organized and the ferry. And once we were in Potosi, we were on our own. And so 7 o'clock the immigration opens. It took about an hour for them to process 5 passports. We wandered down to where the boat was going to be, and then we waited there for a bit, and eventually the boat turned up. It's a speedboat for about 10 people. There is a covering on it, but if it's raining you're going to get wet. If it's rough you're going to get wet. But luckily our boat, it was pretty good, nice weather, calm, and we were just 5, so we're tanking along. So arrival in Potosi, Nicaragua, about 11 o'clock. So that's just over 2 hours. 2 hours 20 or something like that for the boat. You arrive at Potosi, Nicaragua. It's like a backwater. It looks like the immigration / army post is the end of the line of the old railway. That's how it looked like. There was a cargo offloading area, and the height of the platform is like train platform height. We waited there. We were given arrival cards, which were exactly the same as the details required on the online application, which mine was never approved and we were never asked for it. So this particular border, forget your online application, don't even bother doing it. Although if you can get it approved, it's no big pain in the ass, but mine, they didn't even answer my emails. Like, what's the process, where it is, blah blah blah, can I travel without it, blah blah blah. Everything remained unanswered. So anyway, so we get the forms. They take one copy of the passport that we had, one copy of the set of vaccination copies. Then we had to write down our preferred hotel address in somewhere in Nicaragua. We all put down the same hostel in León, and they took that away. And then somebody else comes and he wants the other copy of the COVID vaccinations, and then somebody else comes along and takes another copy of the passport. So we were told 3 copies, but we only needed 2 copies. And then they started processing the passports. Our luggage, we were told to put on the ground in the middle of the road stroke sheep pen. There was like goat shit and horse shit everywhere, lots of mosquitoes, and we just put down on the ground, opened the bags up, and they had a sniffer dog come around, sniffed it all out, check for contraband. And then the army guy comes along and takes everything out. Even in the most isolated border crossing in West Africa, which is kind of like the hardest place to travel that I've experienced, they have tables, So where in the mine do the people in the immigration think it's okay to put your stuff on the ground, like all your clothes, just like put them on the floor in the dirt with all the sheep shit everywhere? Unbelievable. But anyway, one guy had a drone. Okay, read the rules. Drones are forbidden in Nicaragua. $1,500 worth of drone confiscated. I don't know what happened to him. We didn't wait to find out. So yeah, word of warning, don't bring drones to Nicaragua. They're confiscated, you won't get them back, basically. So they started processing the paperwork. We are 5 people. 2 hours to process 5 people. Unbelievable. They said that the system was very slow, but everything was okay, and eventually we got the passports back. Everything was okay. We paid $13 to enter. It used to be 5, some are saying 4, some are saying 12, but July 2022, it's 13 US. They can give you change if you want. And because of the delay, we missed, me and the English guy who needed transport ourselves, we missed the bus by like 5 minutes. That was going to Chinandega, the first town. We had to wait 2 hours in the boiling sun for the next bus. And then, we got off. I was going to go to Chinandega and to León, but time is getting on. It gets dark about 6 o'clock here. So me and this English guy had a reservation, and I tagged along with him, and we got off at a turn off and go down to the beach, and then had to walk for an hour. Then it started raining, and then we had a problem with accommodation. His reservation was the problem. I didn't have a reservation, so it was okay. But we eventually got sorted. It's not an easy trip due to the fact that it's long-winded and it's hot. There's lots of mosquitoes, and it's just waiting around for how long does it take to process 5 people? But it's all part of the adventure, I guess. But it's disregard blogs where they say, oh yeah, it's easy. It's not exactly easy. And if you have no comprehension of Spanish, it's could be a little bit difficult. Like that, countries around the world, they love to employ border guards, don't speak nothing other than their local language. Anyway, so that's the details correct as of July 26, 2022, how I took the boat from La Union, El Salvador to Potosi, Nicaragua, thus bypassing Honduras. I will put the WhatsApp number of the boat guy, Mario. I will put that in the description, okay? He's a busy guy, he's got lots of numbers, so just be patient, but they are the details, as I described earlier, that you need to take the boat. Good luck. Salute from Nicaragua.